So I'm really excited about this afternoon, and everything has just really flowed so well with God wanting us to be whole, body, soul, and spirit. I was in nursing for over 40 years as a critical care nurse, and I was a spirit-filled Christian when I became an RN. So I always prayed with my patients and laid hands on them, and it was a beautiful thing for people in the ICU, because it's a great environment to talk about God, because they're afraid. They're afraid they're going to die. Some people do die. And I was able to help them to, see transition and to see the face of God. And it was a beautiful thing. Whether they lived or died, there was a lot of beauty in it. Now, I preferred the people that got well. That was a more awesome story. But either way, it was a beautiful career. But I learned retired, 4 years ago? I retired 4 years ago. And I learned that I could never go back and do medicine without uniting body, soul, and spirit. I could never again do it. Because God doesn't want us fragmented. He wants us whole. He wants to integrate ourselves into His oneness. We are, everybody's, the computer geeks are talking about the singularity. Well, they're only mimicking what God has already done. And we're finding it out. We're finally remembering that there is a singularity, that we're one with God. And so we can't live our lives any longer fragmented. We have to consider all aspects of our life. It all affects each other. Body is affecting how you feel. How you feel inside will affect your body. And it all is affected by whether your spirit is alive or still connected to a culture of death. So it's so important that we live a whole and integrated life. And that's why they called it holistic medicine, right? That's what they started doing. They're calling integrative medicine. And I started a course, a certification for integrative nursing. So it's all coming to the surface. God's trying to say something to His people. This is a brand new certification. Hasn't been around very long. But nurses are realizing that we can't just treat the body. We have to treat body and soul. Are there medical people here? Raise your hand. 1, 2, 3. What do you do?
Well, I'm not yet, but I'm going to be a nurse.
Oh, that's so great. That's so great. Well, we need you. The field needs you. Christians, they need you. How about scientists? Do we have scientists here? Who are the geeky people? Who are my geeky people that like to research science and stuff?
I like to research.
You like to research? Okay. So I was not a geek, but I am now. That's for you. I'll give you one because nurse, you're going to be doing a lot of science.
And a young gentleman over there.
So you're a geek? Okay. Yeah, you're going to be doing a lot, and I just like the cover, so I wanted to give it to my geeks. Geeks are cool. My daughter's a geek. She was a statistics major in college. Who else? I'm sorry,
Do you have a kid who's a rocket scientist?
Yeah, rocket scientist? Yeah. So what makes you geeky? You like the quantum stuff? Oh, yeah, it was really cool. When I was, are you ready? Okay. About 5 years ago, we were driving in a car, and we were going to a board meeting at Keith and Stephanie's house, and out of the blue, just out in the spirit realm, the Lord spoke to me, and almost, it felt audible to me, but my husband didn't hear it. But He said, you're going to be hearing a lot about quantum. And I'm like, okay, I don't even know what you're talking about. But I spent a year learning about quantum. And then I started hearing Stephanie's quantum health. Started hearing it in the science world. And I'm like, God knew what he was talking about. I'm hearing a lot about quantum. And I just began to study. And then it opened up a whole life for me. It's been really incredible. And so we're going to talk along those lines later after lunch. Okay, Robin, introduce yourself. Okay, get your stuff together, Robin. Yeah, I'm just kidding you. All right, we're happy to have you. We're happy.
Yeah, I'm so excited to be here and in a room full of so many providers and individuals who are very on fire for God, as well as holistic health and healing. So first I just want to say, Keith, thank you for your amazing message this morning. I'm like taking so many notes. And when I first decided to join Emerson and Voice of the Light Ministries to come and volunteer, and then Stephanie, you and Allison opened the opportunity for me to actually come and present about what I am so blessed to be doing now in my career. I thought, okay, I can't wait to enlighten everybody. But all day today, I have been the one enlightened. And so to both Dr. Goolsby's, I'm so excited to share this as well, and so glad to hear that in your practice, you're always, open and seeking for the next greatest thing in holistic health. And I think this is going to blow the socks off you. And it's very much in alignment with how you already operate your practice. And with Emerson talking about the power of the mindset, and then transitioning into today's message, which is so much about light energy, that is 100% about what I'm going to share with you. Yeah. So what I'd like to do also before I get started, just Keith, you opened my heart to starting the day with gratitude, so let's do that first. Yes. Thank you to Shiloh Ministries for this opportunity to be here today, and for the Goolsbys to open up your practice, your facilities, and your home later on this evening to all of us. And then to Emerson for inviting me to be here with you. All right, so what I'm about to share with you today is definitely a game changer in regenerative health and recovery. It's something that is redefining how we help the body heal itself. So rather than just me describing what it is and what it does, I'd like to show you why so many healthcare providers and professional sports teams are calling this a breakthrough in non-invasive healing. So Brian will go ahead and play the video. Yes.
Style TV, and I'm going to share with technology that's sweeping the nation. It's called Phoenix Thera-Lase Systems.
That's great. All right, thanks, Brian. Such a powerful video. Phoenix Thera-Lase, their headquarters is based in Dallas, which is where I grew up. And a little bit about me, I spent 14 years in the NFL. I was blessed to break into the NFL being a cheerleader for the Kansas City Chiefs back when I was in college for 4 years. And then that segued to a door opening up to being hired by the Jacksonville Jaguars as their first cheerleading director and head choreographer for 10 years, 9 seasons. And from that door opening up, I feel like God has always opened these little doors that were so far away from me ever going to law school, which was the initial goal of my parents. But I believe in that. God pulls on us, and we just have to really be in our own spirit with Him to see the opportunities and the direction He wants us to go. And for me, it clearly was connecting with people in so many different ways throughout my career. I've been so blessed, and never thought I'd feel in my late 50s that I would be even more blessed today than I was when I first started back with the NFL in 1989, so that ages me. But so the NFL for me segued into broadcast media. First as an on-air sports talk show host. I was actually the first female sports talk talent to have her own show in North Florida for 13 years, here in Dallas and in Virginia. But during that period of time of 18 years in broadcast media, I was also a general manager working with multiple different stations in different cities, and had a hand in what programming was being fed to all the listeners in sports and Christian music, gospel radio, and educational talk and teach. And I fell in love with educational talk and teach. And there was a sector of our community in Virginia and in Dallas that was a little untapped, and that was our veterans market. And so we started a veteran show called Alliance for the Brave. And we were seeking providers that wanted to work with veterans and their families in the realm of health and wellness. And that's how we came across Phoenix Thera-Lase in Dallas. So we started doing interviews with them, and my co-host with this particular program was a Vietnam veteran, Navy, and had so many health issues from his service time. He had gout, he was on a cane, he was in really bad shape, but this incredible voice, but he couldn't barely walk. They put him through 3 months of therapy, and in 3 months, completely off the cane, working out 4 days a week, and that was just over 5 years ago now. And he's in his late 70s. I was going in for meetings, and I was a gymnast when I was much younger, and had fractured a vertebrae in my neck. Don't even ask what skill I was doing. Thank God I fell on my head in a pit. But so I had never had full range of motion in my neck, for one, but it didn't keep me from my entire career until I hit 50, 51, 52. And then out of nowhere, this massive pain. It was like level 8 to 10. And I just happened to be going into Dallas when this was happening. They treated me 4 days in a row. The first 2 days, I was like, I don't think this is working too much. And the developer, he was like, trust us. So trust, we've talked about trust in here. In holistic healing, there is a lot of trust that has to be built with your patients, and changing their mindset to believe in the unseen and the unknown. After the third session, the pain was completely gone, and by the fourth session, I had full range of motion of my neck, which I still have to this day, and that was 5 years ago, August. In that moment, and in the time, I'm in the 6-figure, very glamorous broadcasting career. You know, I've got a whole team of people I'm managing. I get to decide what's going on the airwaves. I don't know what it was, but I was just hit with this notion that this is going to be my future. Initially, I thought, okay, somehow in the sales, and I was begging them, can I be an ambassador for you? How can I help you? Like this, it was so phenomenal, the impact it had for me in just 4 days, and let alone my partner in broadcasting, to see what it was doing for him. And his wife, she had inherited arthritis. She had the nodules growing on her hands. And she does stone calligraphy, so her hands are very important to her career. And they also put her through a treatment plan, and all the nodules were gone. It was so powerful for this couple, they actually invested in a device for themselves. Same with Randy White. He couldn't walk without a cane, and to this day, he's good. Ed Too Tall Jones, who you saw in the video, he's one of my dearest friends. And he's very healthy for all the wear and tear as he's had in 15 years between football and boxing, but out of the blue, some major spine issues going on, and he loves to play golf, and it was keeping him from his golf game and traveling. And it took about 3 to 4 months to convince him, please give this a try. And he's like, Robin, just because you're my friend, I'm going to try this. But I've tried so many different therapies, nothing is working. It's just something I have to live with. I'm like, trust me. And he did. At 7 sessions for him, his pain was completely eradicated. We put him through a full 11 sessions just to make sure that the regeneration issue was solid. And that was over almost 3 years ago now.
That's great.
So he is 100% an advocate for this therapy as well. And I have so many stories like this. So from broadcasting and begging to be an ambassador for several years, I did bring athletes to them in Dallas to just introduce them to this therapy. And it was about a 3-year plan for me to step down from my career, get certified as a high-intensity laser therapist, and now I am celebrating almost 2.5 years in practice in Jacksonville with my own practice. And it is, well, you guys know this because you get to do it every day. You lay hands on people, and for me, I get to lay energy through people. Yeah. And it's God said, let there be light. And
That's right.
light is healing and creating these miracles that Emerson was talking about last night. I get to witness and be a part of miracles happening every single week. And there's so many details about this therapy to share, but I really want to inspire you about the potential of it. And so as a patient, feel free to come talk to me about more. And for those of you that are providers and you're interested in possibly learning more about this and how it could be a modality for you, or to start your own business in it, I am not a doctor, but I do have a medical director who is a doctor, Dr. John Marshall, who's amazing in most ways. So there is a way for you to have your own practice with this. Now you should have a background, whether it's in kinesiology, as a nurse, to help you along and be very familiar with the body. And I'm constantly studying, and kinesiology is one of the things I'm taking so many courses through kinesiology, and it's really helping me connect with my patients even more. But there's so much potential with this device. And it is the gold standard of cold lasers, class 4 cold lasers in the marketplace today, which the technology is not new. It's been around since about the 1960s, I believe, but it is newer to us in the healthcare environment. And this is considered a high intensity class 4 laser because it operates at a wavelength of 1275 and up to 72 watts of power. So it is the most powerful therapeutic laser on the market, and that does make a difference because the wavelength and the power output determines how deep the energy penetrates through your tissue all the way to the cellular level. I mean, it can go 6 to 8 inches into the body. And before we play a testimonial from my practice, and I just want to share some of the things that this particular laser does. 5 minutes, okay. It's shown to increase cell growth. It increases vascular activity. It's massively rapid with anti-inflammatory action. Increases the metabolic activity, increasing ATP at the mitochondrial level. It enhances nerve function. It's very effective with wound care, reducing scar tissue, enhances the rehabilitation process, quickly reduces pain. I have so many patients I treat for migraines, and literally within one session, the pain is gone.
That's awesome.
I have a little girl, she's 9 years old, 10 now, she just turned 10. But she had a traumatic incident happen. Her older brother was killed at 7. She was 7 years old, and then she got really sick after it, 105 fever for a prolonged period of time. So basically what happened with her, they diagnosed her with stomach migraines, similar to IBS for a child, which our medical director says, oh, it's all emotional, and kind of pushed it off, but not me. And we started doing the laser treatment. Actually, she first came to me for an injury. She's an all-star cheerleader. And at one of the sessions, she was in tears. I'm like, what's going on with her? And her mom shared that for 2 years, this child's been living in 7 to 8, 9 pain every single day of her life. Medication, nothing was helping to resolve this pain in her stomach, which I do agree with our medical director. Obviously the trauma and then the fever, which changed the DNA structuring of her cells, and that's what this corrects. The laser energy corrects the DNA structuring. So we started doing the therapy, and she responded immediately. She actually fell asleep in the session. Her mom was in tears, and I'm like, are you okay? She's like, you have no idea, my daughter has not slept for 24 hours. And it's been a process. It took about 3 months, 11 treatments, and we are now over a month with no pain, no medication for this little girl.
That's wonderful.
I have an adult who's 65 with IBS, and she had a massive flare-up just yesterday. And we treated her one time, and her pain went from a 7 to a 0. So there's so many stories to share, but in closing, I want to share one of my dear patients. He's retired Navy. When he first walked into our med spa, he was like this. And he had been walking like this for about 6 to 8 months. And it was traumatic for me to see this. And here he is now.
This one?
Yeah, we'll go to that. We're going to skip the PDF. Oh, that's
Good
good.
night,
We'll go
guys.
ahead and
Thank
fade
you
out
for
of
this
that, Brian. We'll go ahead and
Well,
fade out
John,
of
it's
that.
been a pleasure to have you as a patient.
And we can turn
And
the
we're
lights
gonna-
back on. Thank you so much. So John, that was filmed about a month ago, and he just got back from his first airplane trip to go spend his 70th birthday with his brothers. He has not traveled in about a year, he said, and he came back no pain. And it was a really vigorous trip, and he's great. So it's miracles like that that happen every day that keep me so inspired, and just know the transitions I've taken in my career to go into this field of holistic pain management has been so worth it. And this is such an effective modality on any soft tissue damage. Even sinus infections. I had a chronic cough before I started my business, and in my week of training and certification, I had gotten to Dallas again with super sinus infection, but I'd also had the chronic cough. They treated me 3 days in a row. The sinus infection was gone, and about a week after I got home, I'm like, I'm not coughing. And so that's over 2 years that I did not have a chronic cough. So it's just the benefits are endless. So I look forward to sharing more with you guys.
Where do you, as far as the laser goes for sinus,
Mhm.
where do you?
You have 8 sinus cavities, and so you do wear goggles. There's protective goggles. And so the power of the laser goes up to 72 watts. For sinus, I'll treat at between 50, 55, and we treat right here, out here, 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 through the cheeks, and through the ear canals. Yeah. Any other questions before we say goodbye? Okay.
Are you doing any sessions today?
So today, that's a great question. If time allows, then I will do some demonstrations, but at the very least, I would love you to come over, let me at least put the energy on you so you can feel it. You'll see a red beam, but that's really just to guide the energy into the body. It's not red light therapy, although there's some similar properties, but the red light therapy only goes centimeters into your skin, and this goes 6 to 8 inches, depending on the power output. So I know a number of you have talked about conditions that you have, and so I look forward to visiting with you more, and then some people later on this evening will do some more intense sessions. Okay, thank you guys so much.
This system is it goes a lot deeper than the one that I've been using at the other office for my shoulders and my back. That's only like the 3 inches.
The one you're using?
Yeah,
Okay.
but this goes a lot deeper. So.
Yeah, and I'll just...
You get what you pay for it.
Yeah, well, you do get what you pay for, but it's not to say that other lasers are not effective. This one is just like on steroids as far as the rapidness of the healing process. The higher the power, the faster the cell regeneration and healing happens.
Is there any research, do you use it on like the brain or TBIs or anything?
Oh, that's such a great question. I'll answer this quickly. So there is a study going on right now with Walter Reed Hospital for post-traumatic stress, patients with post-traumatic stress. And I will tell you, I have treated some patients with post-traumatic stress. Not a lot, just because I'm still getting trained in that modality, in that area as well, but very effective on impacting their mood and their positivity throughout the day. Yeah. And also cancer. There's research with this particular laser going on with MD Anderson as well for targeting cancer cells. So there's so much progress still to be made in the future.
I'd imagine the anti-aging sphere too.
Okay, so I'll say this real quick and then we'll be done. So I am 57. Thank you. But I will say, before I started the business and had the ability to laser myself as often as I need to, which I do sinus treatments on myself about once every 2 weeks. And but I've noticed that over 2 years, where I thought the sagging in my skin was happening, like it's so much tighter. And just recently, we had a team meeting about this particular laser being effective with skin regeneration as well, you know. And at a lower level with more frequent treatments, absolutely it will positively impact the quality of your skin. Yeah.